RG Car Hospital suo motu case, that's a crucial case that we are going to monitor in the Supreme Court today, as the centre has filed a fresh plea now against the West Bengal government, seeking directions to the West Bengal government to extend full support to the CISF, to initiate contempt or contempt proceedings will be initiated against the government. So, it's a full-blown war between the centre and the West Bengal government, Radhika, and now that war is in the Supreme Court.
Certainly, big charge there by the centre, alleging that CISF personnel meant for providing security of hospital is facing huge issues of accommodation, also alleging that lady contingent is not getting proper accommodation in place for keeping security gadgets and transportation. So, yes, this is, of course, war of words, or rather, it is centre versus state as far as the security outside RJ Khar is concerned. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the apex court, Ishika.
Let's go across to Sunil Prabhu now joining us with the very latest. Sunil is, of course, going to track the story very closely in the Supreme Court. Sunil, it's a full-blown war essentially between Mamata Banerjee and Amit Shah. Let's make no mistake. But what's really happening in the Supreme Court? What's the key contention as far as this battle in court is concerned?
Well, I'm not too sure personally whether it will be taken up in the Supreme Court, because whether this Chief Justice of India's court will sit where they had taken suo motu notice. So this is a plea that has come from the Home Ministry against, as you rightly pointed out, the West Bengal government. Call it Amit Shah versus Mamata Banerjee or whatever you may. The fact is that this is in compliance with the Supreme Court norms and the Supreme Court direction to have CISF at RG Khar. That was the direction, that was the clear thing. Whether this comes in a grey area, whether they have to provide, accommodation to the CISF staff, the security gadgets, those are certain things that we'll have to wait and watch and see whether the MHA plea is accepted by the Supreme Court. Because how does a state government, which does not have the required accommodation provided to the CISF, just because of a direction that you have to take over the security of the hospital. It can be within a distance of, a few meters. How long is this CISF deployment? Is it going to be on a continuous basis just because the Chief Justice and his bench have decided? Is it going to be for months or years? Those are certain directions have to be taken, and it's in that context we'll have to wait and see how things play out. It's definitely a huge contention, because please remember, in the Constitution of India, law and order is number one. It's because of the Supreme Court direction that CISF has taken over the RG Khar. But does it mean that they have to also provide accommodation? Do they have to also provide the equipment and the security apparatus that the CISF requires? Who pays for that? All these issues need to be resolved, and we'll get further clarity once the Supreme Court picks up this matter.